Welcome back to Pipes Drums. We're here with David Hilder for part two of our Association Leadership Series interview with David. David is the Vice President and head of the music board for the British Columbia Pipers Association. David, thanks very much for taking the time today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Really
You bet.
appreciate it.
You bet. So last we did talk about a little bit of this in part one, but maybe, can you talk about some things that are working well for the BCPA that other associations might appreciate
Yeah.
learning about?
Well, like I said in the part one, I don't actually know all of the things that the other associations are doing or how their setup is, but what is working for us is we have a great board full of uh, playing current and past musicians, composers, adjudicators, teachers, instructors, performers. We have a diverse board that we can glean from. We have people who have organized events, run pipe bands, run pipe band organizations, and that have put on Highland Games. So when we have questions that come into us and things and problems and issues that we need to deal with, we have some great experience. And I really think it's valuable that we have playing members on our board that can feel the feels, so to speak, when we're talking about something um, that's near and dear to us because we've been on the platform, we've been on the grass, we've been on the stages, and we know how it might affect us. And so I talked about as well the end user, and we really believe that the end user are the listeners, people that come out to have a listen to our music because after all, we play music and we deliver this fantastic music. We need people to listen to it and appreciate it. So um, the experience that we have, both pipers and drummers, is really fantastic. Um, and we have, several generations, as I spoke to before. We have some people who've been doing this game for longer than me, which is saying something, and some people that have been doing it for a short while, some people that have been doing it fairly new, but we all have the same interest and goal and passion to deliver the best product that we can. Um, we have committees that are really strong as well, and those committees are filled with people who are passionate about giving back to the association and things that through their careers that might not necessarily be over, but through their careers have been able to glean from the association. They don't have the time to maybe be on the board, and that's okay. We have these committees that are very focused, like the music board, for example. We have solo grading, which is run by Shauna Hilder. We have band grading, which I'm really pleased. We have one of the strongest band grading committees I think out there, as myself and Terry Lee and Duncan Miller and Shauna Hilder on that committee. Our music board is again really diverse and full of people who are really passionate. There's again myself and Shauna Hilder, Danny Miller, and Blair Brown are on there. So we have a really good group of people that are interested in everything pipe bands, teaching youth, and have backgrounds in teaching. Um, we have uh, you know the solo grading is really important that people are placed in the right grade. Sometimes people want to move up and they're not ready, and they have a really great robust conversation about why it's important to stay where you are for a little bit, or if they want to move up and they meet all the criteria, the committee has a great conversation and tells them what there is to expect. That's run by Shauna Hilder, and we're really you know pleased with how that's run for years. It was started by Andrew Bonar, and Andrew was really passionate about things, as you well know. Andrew, you knew him as well and played with him, I believe, and lots of people around the world know Andrew Bonar. Andrew picked Shauna to be his successor, and she's taken it on with vigor and as a great group. And they must be current instructors of people to sit on that committee. So I think this is the way that we have conversations around how does what we do affect other people and users. and how inclusive can we be, and can we listen, take input from outside? How can we process that information and, like I said before, deliver it to what can we do for you and what do you need from us? And I think that's, pretty much it.
Yeah, that's really well put. And you did touch upon your board, your committees comprising experienced competitors, people who have done the business, as it were. How important do you feel that is for associations to have people in leadership positions to know what it's like to put in the work to take it as seriously as the competitive pipers and drummers and pipe bands out there do?
I think it's super important. And I think it's also really important to state that no matter if you're a competitor, you've been a competitor, you never want to be a competitor, you want to just be a performer. I shouldn't use the word just because that's super important. You want to be in a performance band or you want to be a performer. It's just as much work. There's no less work for anybody that does this art. We all work hard. We all work similarly. And I think that talking to somebody that is representing you in an association and knowing that they know what it feels like to step on that stage, step in front of a group, compete or perform, play in a parade, I think it's really important. And I know that I'm one of those people. I'm one of those performers. And when I'm talking to somebody who is running an association or running an event, if I know that without even really saying a whole lot, that they understand exactly how I feel or have felt, and when they're delivering, um, a competition or an event, I think it's really important because we have that language that we don't really have to speak about. Just know that they understand, and vice versa. Now, that's not to say and to diminish anybody who is not or has not been a performer to be involved as a volunteer. We have lots and lots of people, parents, grandparents, friends, um, that are involved and have been involved for years. Um, we need all of those people to be involved. And again, those are the end users. Those are the listeners. They're there because they must enjoy the music. Because if they're there volunteering, say stewards, they're there all day listening. They must just love the music.
Mhm.
And we do have some people that have never been players before, and yet they put their hand up all the time and say, "I want to stand uh, and be the steward for the Peabody because I love listening to that music or light music." Um, yeah, I think it's important. And I just think because um, as a person who's on the board that has been a performer, I've been there. I'm passionate and I dig just maybe just a little bit deeper to make sure I deliver um, the best experience for the end user.
Yeah, once again, really well put. That's good. All right, just gotta wrap up part two. But what else? What else would you like to add about the British Columbia Pipers Association?
Well, again, I said that we're not unique. What I'd like to add to the community that's out there listening is do what you can do to bring people in to listen, to learn, to pass some information on. We need more pipers, we need more drummers, tenor drummers, bass drummers, drum majors, dancers, um, people that just enjoy this art. Do what we can do to keep it going because we are not the future. I'm not the future. Like I said before, our youth's the future. And those people that you can bring in to learn about us, learn about our culture, pass it along, pass it forward. That's the future. So do what you can do. And that's what we're trying to do. So,
That's great. What else might the BCPA be up to that you might want to share? What's another highlight?
yeah, really excited to move forward with duplicate sheets for our adjudicators. We toyed with the idea of getting duplicate carbon copies, very expensive. So we purchased ourselves a scanner. And at the end of the competition, before the adjudicator sheets are handed out, we scan them all in. and we felt that this would be a fantastic way to utilize our adjudicators' learning in the future and keep some historical content of some of our really famous traveling adjudicators that have come and will be coming in the future, and just a little bit more accountability for our adjudicators to ensure when they're delivering information to the competitors that they are delivering a great story in a positive manner and in a good constructive way. So we felt that that would just be a very good way to move forward with the future of adjudication here at BC Pipers. Thanks very much again, Andrew. I really appreciate the time.
Well, that's fantastic, David. We appreciate the time you've taken, and all the best to you and the BCPA. And we'll be watching for all the good stuff that's inevitably coming up in the future.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
That's David Hilder. He is Vice President and head of the music board for the British Columbia Pipers Association. So stay tuned to Pipe Strums for the next installment in our ongoing series of association leadership interviews coming in the next few weeks.